Liberation on the Bridge of Insanity. Our today's book, our today's session is dedicated to late Raghav Thakran. We can never get over Raghav's demise. All our prayers are with his family who stood strong in these tough times. Also, they came up with this beautiful idea and strong will to shapen Raghav's poetry in this beautiful book, Liberation Through the Bridge of Insanity, which is a collection of poems, hope, pain, life, loss, love, struggle. You name it, and this book has it. So let's start our session with reviewers.
So first I want to say that this was one of the best reads in a while, poetic reads specifically, because I read a lot of poetry, I read a lot of books these days, lots of new copies come up, lots of books come up, but I think the level of maturity I found in this book was unmatchable. The way he has articulated his thoughts, the way he has accepted himself, the way he has accepted his sufferings is just beautiful. And the introduction felt like a memory because I came to know, if I'm right, that he's not among us. So it was really heartbreaking to read the introduction. It was so heartbreaking to read that on behalf of him, his mother has published his poems. So it was very beautiful to read about that as well, that his mother could discover his work, could publish on his behalf. It was something I was really touched by. Then coming to the poems, the way they're articulated, the way they are penned down, the way they are weaved, like each thought is so perfect, so touching that you actually want to skip everything aside and just sit and just dive into this book. So
Right.
I came to know the author is a young boy, so being his age, I think he has matured way beyond his age. He has experienced life, he has experienced emotions so deeply. Like you feel like, yaar, itna chota bachcha, and how he has, felt so much and written about this. At times we know so much, but we're not able to articulate our thoughts. We're not able to put what we want to say. We're always confused. Ki ab bolna kya hai. We're very confused. How to put our thoughts. So I think this was a very beautiful compilation. The thoughts are chosen well, the titles are chosen well, the words are chosen well. Like you could actually connect to the poems. You could actually connect to the boy, even though you don't know him. You could actually connect the pain he's trying to, put forward, the pain he's trying to share through his words. So yeah, this is a very connecting read for everyone. And I don't recommend books usually because I don't think I'm eligible enough to do so. But I would really like to recommend this one because this definitely hits the mark for everyone. This is a very deep, very emotional kind of a read. Like he knows what he's writing about. He's not confused. He exactly knows what he has to write about, what he has chosen to write about. So this is something we all need because at times we don't know what we need to talk about. So this is something you should pick it up and you should just read it and you will be really feel like, yeah, this is worth it. This is worth your time. There were many lines. I was like, I just want to know what made him write this. Like sometimes he wrote about his personal pain. Sometimes he said that, I don't know, I think my tears are the words that flow on the paper. So it's kind of beautiful. Like he's choosing his emotions, his thoughts on paper. He's not using it to grab anything else, but he's using it on paper. So even that is beautiful. So there was a title, I would like to share that one with you. The title was The Pointlessness of Existence, and I was so touched by the title, and I really wanted to read what he has to say about this. So that was like that. A battle, what is and what is supposed to be, a war between desires and the necessities. Who am I and why am I here? The day I was born is well known. So I think he is trying to question himself. He's trying to seek answers, which of course all of us are. So yeah, that I would like to conclude like that, that it was a read which makes you question, which makes you contemplate, but at the same time which makes you accept as you are, which makes you believe, yeah, there is something beyond this particular state. Like you can go beyond your pain, you can go beyond what you are presently. So yeah, this is all I could say. If you have any questions, you can ask.
Thank you, Aman. And I guess he has done a commendable job. He has covered all the aspects of life, and that's really remarkable of Raghav. So, thank you for being with us. Have a good day.
Thank you for
Bye.
bye.
So, this was Aman, and I couldn't agree more. Next, we have Astha. Also, this book is available on Amazon. Hi, Asta.
Hi.
So, yeah, we can directly go on the question part. You can tell me your take on the book, your thoughts and opinions of the book.
Okay, so one thing that actually after reading this book came to my mind was it's a book which you would want to read and do not want to put it down, but at the same time, it's a book you would want to put down because at certain point of time it becomes heavy in terms like it talks about everything a person can go on, like go through in his or her life. He talks about like love, he talks about heartbreak, he talks about helplessness, and it's not just like he is the author is only talking about like the negative stuff, like the negativity we feel. He is also talking about being hopeful.
Correct.
He's also talking about how we can, instill hope in ourselves despite of the all negativities that we are facing. So this
Mm-hmm.
book in itself is a whole, you know, package where you can find, thoughts about love, thoughts about rejection, but hopelessness, but also how you can be hopeful, how you can
Yeah,
motivate yourself.
you
So,
can find
and
all of them.
yeah, you can find everything in this book. The one thing that I liked is when he's talking about love, he's not just talking about like romance between two individuals. He is also talking about the love of a soldier for his motherland and the love of a soldier for his family or the family of a soldier towards him and how they feel about it. So
Mm-hmm.
I found this book very interesting. I read a lot of poetry, and poetry is something which, for which I can say yes, but without reading the title. So when I started reading the book, the first thing I read was that it is by late Raghav Thakran, and that I, started feeling heavy from that moment only because somewhere when you read the book or each and every word that is there in the book, you can somewhere feel that you might able to relate to what that person would have had been going through at that particular point of time, or you might come across some things that somewhere you might feel that is this the reason why that person might not be in this world right now. So
Right.
you come across a lot of emotions while you're reading this book. It's a bit of emotional journey while you're reading this book. You at some point of time I had to keep the book aside after some poems to like calm myself down, so that I can prepare myself to read another emotional journey through another poem that the author has written. So overall I totally love the book. It's something I think everyone should read, but at the same point of time not everybody is able to absorb so much emotions at a single point of time. So I think people should read it if they can
Yeah.
absorb so much emotions at a particular point of time. Then they can read it in a single go, or they can take breaks. But everyone should read it. I would say that.
Means a lot coming from you, Astha. Thank you for such a beautiful review. And
Right.
yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
So this was Astha, and it really feels heavy in the starting while you read this book, but he has done a wonderful job. The last one in the row, we have Geet. Let's have Geet. We'll have Rashi after this session, like after the reviewer
Hello,
part. Hi Geet, how are you?
hello, ma'am.
Okay, there's some internet connection issue at Rash Geet's end. till the time Geet is coming back. Hi Vibhuti, I'm good. Till the time she's coming back, let me tell you about the literature festival. So yes, I might sound that I'm repeating it again, but yeah, Kharido Becho Books has started this literature festival, and it's really, really wonderful for all the bibliophiles out there. And we have started it from 4th to 10th of September. Every day we do have sessions from 4:30 to 10 o'clock. और काफ़ी सारे अमेजिंग राइटर्स और रिव्यूअर्स यहाँ आते हैं and such pleasing thing to hear them. I guess we can have Geet. और लास्ट में हम 2 क्वेश्चंस भी पूछेंगे, जो भी सही आंसर देगा they'll get excited prizes. Hi Geet.
Hello. Ma'am, I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you're audible and visible.
So, okay, ma'am, I'm here to review Liberation Through the Bridge of Insanity by late Raghav Thakran. And one thing I'm not sure about is whether I'll be able to do justice to it, because I have reviewed so many books, but this book is so special. Like it totally touches a different level. So I don't know whether I'll be able to do justice with it, but I'll try my best. Okay, so this book is a collection of poetry. As you already said, and as other reviewers already said, there are so many things discussed in this book. You can't even, like, you have to think about a thing and it'll be there.
Yeah.
So there are things like love, failure, rejection, everything. But there are, like, no, these are cliche things. Everybody writes about them. But there are also things like existential crisis.
Oh.
Now, this is such a thing. This is such a big thing that I don't know, why do I exist? He's telling things like, I took birth, but I don't know why I took birth for. I'm trying to find a reason why I'm here on this earth. And it's not just one question which can, leave his mind just like for a second, a thought. No, he's bearing with it. He's living through it. And it's like kind of painful reading this book. It was hurting to read this book. It felt like a personal loss while reading it, because I don't know, you were able to connect to it so very well. And the poetry I was talking about, the existential crisis, the one, it was like I was able to connect it so very well. Like if I ask you a question that whether you want to be loved and trusted or whether you want to be respected and feared, what will you answer me? That's the question he asked. What do I want? Obviously, I want to be respected, but what happens usually is when we love a person or someone loves us, they start disrespecting us.
Correct.
They stop fearing us. They take us for granted. So he says that either you can be loved and trusted or you can be feared and respected. And what you want to be, that is your existential crisis. So it's unimaginable to be, to think that someone went through all this. I can't believe that, it's like unimaginable. So I loved reading this book, and I will read it a couple more times because it's a lot to take it at a single time. It's a lot to take it in a single time. So I'll be reading it quite a few more times. But I really loved it.
So Raghav has poured all his thoughts in its purest form, I must say.
Yes, it is. And the language, the vocabulary, the phrasing, everything is so perfectly done. It's like, like it was said in the introduction that he was a brilliant student, a brilliant son, everything a mother could ask for, a good human, helping in nature. But when every mother says same about his son, about his only child. But when I read it, it was like, she said it right. He is brilliant. He is. So I was able to believe everything she said about him. Beautiful.
Thank you, Geet, for such amazing review. And thank you for being with us. Bye.
Thank you.
I just felt kind of short of words after these reviews and also overwhelmed at the same time. But yeah, it's time to call upon Rashi Thakran, Raghav's sister. She is a public speaker, writer, singer, and also a marketing executive. Fighting through the ups and downs, she has always made her way like a hero. I saw her profile recently, and trust me, it felt like she is one of the strongest lady that I came across with. Nothing can beat her up. So please welcome Rashi Thakran. Also, if you have any questions, you can. Hi, Rashi.
Hi.
So good to have you here and so honored as well.
Thank you so much for having me here. And wow, it's just been amazing. The entire thing has just been so heartwarming.
I know, right? All these reviews, like I felt it's kind of personal loss for me. It, all the reviews felt so uh, heartwarming and so.
Yeah, so from the heart. And it's just amazing that, Raghav's words, he might not be around, he might not be with us, but his words live on and they still touch lives. So in a way, he's still here, if you think
Yes.
about it. So yeah, it feels really beautiful. Yeah.
Also, before starting our session, I just want to let our audience know that they can ask any questions to Rashi, and I hope she'll answer them.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, technically,
like,
technically, I shouldn't have even been here. It should have been Raghav answering all these questions. But now he's made sure that I'm stuck here and and I'm here answering on his behalf. But it is an honor to be able to talk a little bit about his book and to be able to connect with people who have loved and read his words. So yeah, let's begin.
True. So, first question will be very basic. Like, how are you feeling? How are you exactly feeling after all those heartwarming reviews? What was going in your mind when people were reviewing Raghav's book?
I just felt so proud, um, as someone who has seen him write and someone who has been there while he has written. And he used to come to me a lot of times. He used to come into my room and he used to show me his poetry, and he'd be like, "Should I share what I've written today?" And I'd be like, "Yes, I mean, of course, I'm not a writer, I'm not a poet, but I would love to hear what you've written." And every time I would read it, it would literally touch me right here. And I think that's what I saw today, that it's not just me, and I can be a little
Everyone said
biased.
that.
I can be a little biased because he's our brother, and I'm like, of course he's a brilliant writer. I used to tell this to everyone. But today I know that people who don't even know him and who are reading his work, who are reading his poems, they also feel the exact same thing. And I think that's the beauty of poetry. That's the beauty of words. And that just shows how good he was. And he really underestimated himself. I'll tell you this because me and my mom and my dad and all of his friends would just tell him that, publish a book already and let the world see how good you are. And he would just be like, no one would buy the book, no one would read it. But look at this today.
Finally, it has happened.
It has happened. And it's honestly, it's not us. We didn't do anything. We just published it. We just wanted it to be out in the world. And I think the rest is history. It has gone on to become such a loved book, and it's gotten amazing reviews like today, and in general as well. And it's all him. It's just his words. And I really hope he knows how amazing he truly is.
Couldn't agree more, Rashi, with that. Also, like as you said, you have read Raghav's poetry. So, what is your take on Raghav's word, his art of writing?
I think what the previous reviewers and everyone said, it's just on point. It's exactly that. He was way ahead of his time. He was so mature. Sometimes I felt like the little sister. He was the elder brother a lot of times, and especially when he wrote, his vocabulary, his words, his style of writing, the way he rhymed, the entire rhyme scheme, and all of that. It's just brilliant. And he was so mature, and also his writings were very real. He would write about, like, everyone said that he would write about existential crisis and love and a vast number of things. So the themes were also very, very different. It wasn't just that he was writing about sad things. No, he was writing about real things. He was writing about
Relatable things, I would say.
relatable things you can relate to. There was also happiness, there was also a little bit of love, a little bit of mischievousness, and a little bit of sarcasm. He was a very sarcastic person, let me tell you. And that sarcasm shows in all of his poems, especially the mischievous ones, and also the short stories that he has written. So in one of those stories, he is quite sarcastic, and I loved the way he wrote. So that was his style of writing. It was very real. It was from the heart. He was also very transparent. That's why, a lot of people find it heavy, find it, a lot to process. Because it is that. I would recommend that don't try to read it in one sitting, because even I couldn't do it. It's difficult to, and also you won't be able to actually live that experience. If you want to live that experience properly, read a couple of poems, let that sink in, and maybe just sit with that. Yeah, and it helps you reflect also. A lot of his poems will help the reader and the person who's reading those poems. They will be able to reflect and introspect. So that's his sort of writing, which I think is so rare.
Wow. Also, if you can read out a poem or something from Raghav's book.
Yes. So I want to read, like, I usually go with something like maybe of the first poem or the second one, because that's one of his best work. And also An Extra Mile, the first poem, that was a self-proclaimed best work. So he used to himself say कि ये तो मेरी best poem है, इससे अच्छा तो मैं कभी लिख ही नहीं सकता. And he would boast about that, and I would be like, chill, you will write so many more poems, and उससे भी better you will be able to write. He's like, nahi, this is my best work. So I usually try to read that, but today I also, that poem, An Extra Mile, is a little heavy. It's sort of it makes you go a little in that zone. But I also want to highlight this fact that he was not always sad. The way that people get to know him through the book, a lot of people have told us this, that his poems, there is a lot of pain in there. Yes, that was part of it. He was in pain sometimes, like all of us are, and he was able to express that pain. A lot of us are not able to express the pain. He was able to express that. But there are
And important thing is acknowledge that thing.
Exactly. He was able to do that, which is why you're able to see it on the page, and that's amazing. But he was also very, very happy, a very fun-loving. He was a very funny character. He would always make me laugh. He would always joke around. So, and he loved deeply. It was a quality that he had, that whatever it was or whoever it was, be it mom, dad, me, his family, his friends, he used to love deeply. And I think that's why I want to read something which is a little more on the jolly side, and just to show that side of Raghav, that He was a very happy soul, and he was there to spread love, and he was there to spread happiness. So this one's called Love Yourself Before Anyone Else. And I think it holds so true today, because we've somehow forgotten how to love ourselves. And maybe somewhere down the line, somewhere along the line, even Raghav forgot how to love himself. And that's so difficult for me to wrap my head around, that he wrote this piece so beautifully, and this piece will actually give you the power, give you the strength to maybe love yourself. So he was talking about, and he was asking people to love themselves, but somewhere down the line he sort of lost that feeling. But here, today I'm gonna be reading this. So here we go. A few days ago, most of you said it's important to make yourself happy so that you can give happiness to others as well. In order to make yourself happy, should you change your own mindset? The way you think about yourself and perceive your life and all its events, or maybe you need a change of surroundings to be in an environment that radiates peace and beauty, because often the external factors can break us from within. I believe we need to change both. A permanent change in our mindset and a temporary change in our surroundings, until our soul heals from the pain inflicted on it before and is capable of finding its way through the dark nights efficiently and firmly. Without a change in our thinking, we are incapable of discovering the magnificence that glows behind the fog of sorrow that blinds us. But without a change in the scenery, how can we find the beauty in darkness? If we don't know what real beauty feels like. To treat your eyes to a scenic view, to feel the sand and the ocean beneath you, to be astounded by the stunning peaks, to be immersed in the ocean, cold, peaceful, and deep, to smell the blooming flowers and the evident petrichor, to treat your tongue to a delicious delicacies. He loved eating, by the way. To hear the sound of chirping birds and feel the wind touch your skin. To finally let your mind be at peace. To finally let your soul roam free. In a way of loving yourself fully and unconditionally. But the most significant part of our thinking and our ambience is the people who inhabit it. People who have the power to either poison your existence or to remove the fog of suffering that clouds your mind and prevents you from seeing the shining sun hidden behind. People cannot be changed. They can only be told to change. And it's up to them to decide whether they should, based on their situation that only they are aware of. So be with them only if you can love them while loving yourself. There is no one worth loving at the cost of physical and mental trauma. Love yourself. Feel it in every cell of your body, because others may come and go, but you are there for yourself, always and forever. Thank you.
Wow. This is for Raghav.
This is for Raghav.
He did such a, I don't know how to express. Like, I was able to relate each and every word from that poem.
Right. And it gives you that sense of peace and that calm feeling that, you actually want to start loving yourself.
It's kind of a morning routine that everyone want to follow. Like, you read this poem and then start your day. It's kind of that poem.
Exactly. Yes. And I think that's what I'm saying. He had so much love to give. He was just so full of life, and he just would want to make people's day. He would write so that he could sort of ease other people's pain, but in the meantime, no one was there to ease his, which still sort of is very difficult for us to even go there. But yeah, I think this book, it lives on. He lives inside this, and whoever gets to read it, whoever touches it, whoever gets to read his words, they will know, they will feel connected, and they will feel like that they actually know Raghav, which is amazing.
Living through his words is
Absolutely.
not anyone can do. Yeah. So we have some amazing comments from the people. Meenakshi, yeah, Meenakshi, she says, "You are such a strong girl, Rashi. Congratulations on being able to get a Kiran for all those who might be in dark space. More power and love to you."
Thank you so much, Meenakshi. She's a very dear friend. And yes, this
Lots of appreciation, many people.
Yeah, it feels amazing, and I'm so happy that people are joining in and they want to know Raghav a little better, because I think this is the only way to know him. I think definitely if anyone would want to know a little more behind the scenes, they can reach out to me. I love talking about Raghav and sharing little anecdotes about him. But yeah, this book is basically a way to still get to know him for those who were not very fortunate to have known him while he was here.
So yeah, next question. As I said, you are a writer too. So what's your genre?
So honestly, compared to Raghav, no comparison only, because actually he was the one who got me into writing. I'm not gonna lie about this. I'm not gonna take any credits away from him. Because I'm sure he's still watching.
We owe
And
that
he's like,
much to Raghav.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's watching and he's like, Dee, come on, give me the credit. I got you into this. So definitely it was Raghav and one of my other friends from college. So they were good friends, and they both loved poetry, and they would exchange poetry and share all those write-ups with each other and everything. And for the college magazine, actually for my college magazine, Raghav's poem got selected. So that friend of mine in college, she used to run the college magazine, and she was friends with Raghav, and she read An Extra Mile, and she was like, this needs to be in the magazine, it's so good. I was like, is that even allowed? Is Raghav allowed to like write for our magazine? But she was like, it's okay, I'll make it happen, you just get it from Raghav. So that happened. His poetry actually got published, and the next time around he was like, I'm not going to submit my poetry for your magazine. Why should I always give my poetries? You guys are absolutely talentless, what is this? So he's like, why don't you write something for the magazine? Why don't you try to contribute something to the magazine? And I was like, are you kidding me? I don't write. I mean, Instagram captions is a different thing. That's not writing. That's not classified as writing. He's like, no, give it a shot. And I'll review it. So I think the first piece that I wrote was to those people who dream. That was the title. And I wrote it, and I was so nervous about it, and I showed it to Raghav, and I was like, Raghav, I'm gonna send it for the magazine. This is gonna happen. I'm doing it. And he read it, and he absolutely loved it. And the kind of sort of, I don't know, the confidence that he showed in my writing, that gave me the confidence to actually go ahead and submit that. And it was loved by everyone. It was people really liked it. People like we didn't know that you write. I was like, I didn't. My brother made me, but I guess now I do.
This was all Raghav's strategy to make you
This is all
write.
Raghav. This is And I think that's what he did, you know, that's what he did for me especially. He was always pushing me. He was always, you know, trying to make sure that I tap into my potential, I do the best I can. And he made me try new things, you know. And I think I so miss that now. I miss him as my cheerleader. I miss, getting my writings reviewed from him. Also, like I sing, so every time I would like try to upload a cover or like play something, I would always show it to him first. Ki Raghav, tell me, kaisa hai?
For the
Do you,
next
if
part.
you, I was like, if you like it, then I'll upload it. Otherwise, I'm not uploading it. And he would always just be my cheerleader. He was my constant support system. So I think I owe it to him. I owe my writing to him. I owe my love for writing and reading to him. And to answer your question, I write about mental health mostly. And I'm more into blogs and article writing. That's what I do. I still don't write poems, although he tried to, get me that. He was like, poem bhi likho. I was like, that's not gonna happen. No. I can't rhyme at all. Uh, so that's where I draw the line. You told me to write, I wrote. I'm not writing a poem. I can't. But maybe, I don't know, maybe somewhere down the line, if I get the motivation and somehow he convinces me to write a poem, you never know. But
I'm
yeah,
sure we will do such session where we'll be launching your book.
oh God, yeah. Let's hope. Let's see. But yeah, I think that's what I write about, and it's all because of him.
So yeah, we have some lovable comments from our audience. It's from Niharika. She says, "Girl, you are fire." Then
Thank
a lot of
you.
people proud
My
of you,
mom is
Rashi.
here. She's also very happy, and I think again a huge shout out to her, because she was the one who brought this to me, guys.
Initiative. Yeah.
This happened because of Mama. So a big shout out to her.
Yay for Raghav's mama.
Yes, absolutely.
Um, yeah, DCS Ramayan, he says, a brilliant author. We strongly feel we have lost a future Nobel Prize winner. I'm very sorry he has departed so early and we were devoid.
Mm-hmm. That's my Nana, by the way. He is also an author. And hi Nana, if you're watching this.
So it's a
Uh,
writer family, I must say.
It is, and I'll tell you this: Raghav's interest in poetry and his sort of dream to become an author sort of stemmed from seeing Nana publish his book. So my Nana is also a very amazing, established author. And Raghav would always say to him that Nana, मैं बड़े होके आपके जैसा author और poet बनूंगा. And I mean, he accomplished it at 18 itself. So yeah, and again, this is definitely something that he got from, I think, Nana. That love for writing, that love for reading, that thing that okay, I want to get into writing, I want to become an author. So yeah, it is a family. It is quite a talented family, to be very honest.
Also, Rashi, I know this might sound a little off topic, but recently you have started a helpline number. Like you have approached for a
Yes.
helpline number for the mental. Can you please tell about that?
Yes, of course. So the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, they have launched a helpline number, and it got officially launched today only. So it's a big day for us. It's functional, it's working. It's a 24/7 helpline number, and it's a big victory for us because I last year started this petition asking the government to launch a national helpline number for
Yes.
suicide prevention. Yes, and I started this because of Raghav and what happened to us, and I wanted to make sure that this doesn't happen to any other family, and maybe work towards that cause. So yeah, so again, this is something that was, it came to be, it became a reality finally after more than a year of fighting for this cause, and it started because of Raghav. So he is the one who changed the world, who changed the nation, and definitely he left this world a little better than he found it, in a way, because now we have a helpline number, we have people who are talking about this cause, we have people who are so inspired by Raghav's words and everything he's done. We have this because of him. So he has made this world so beautiful. Um, and I have just been a medium. I have just been like the one just doing the work. But I think it's both of us. I couldn't have done this without him sort of watching over me. And I don't feel like he's gone at all. That's why I think it is not. It is easier for me to, and for us as a family, to be able to live with this, because it still feels like he's around. It doesn't feel, that he's completely gone, because I mean, this session, this book, the way we're talking about him, it honestly
Everything is
feels like,
happening because of him, and we are so grateful to Raghav
yeah,
that,
I mean, we wouldn't have met if it wasn't for Raghav. So I'm
right.
meeting you today because of Raghav. So he's always here. It doesn't even feel like he's gone. Tabhi, I think we're able to move forward every day. We're able to, find bits and pieces. We're able to find ways to, keep him alive. And I think this is one of
Also,
those ways.
yeah, काफी लोग are connecting to that little aspects of life because of Raghav.
Yeah, yeah. He's still giving people hope, which I think is so important, so rare, especially right now. People need hope, people need support, and his words and everything that has happened because of him is doing that for people. So um, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so I guess we'll have to, because of the time limit, we'll have to end this live session. But I really don't want to, because it's such a beautiful session going
Yeah.
on. And
Everyone's like, we don't want this to end. I don't want this to end. I
right.
can talk about Raghav all night long. I
And we
can
want
bore
to
you with
listen
all the
about
details.
that. We want to hear about him. Like I can sit all day long and hear about him because he's such a nice personality, and
Yeah, I swear. Maybe we should do like another session, like a 1 hour session just for Raghav, and
just
call
for
it
us.
for Raghav. Uh, I can host that session, and we'll just sort of like call everyone who knew Raghav, because then we get to know all these different perspectives and sort of stories about him. Some of which are very embarrassing as well. So it'll be a very funny session.
Truly, we will look forward to it.
Yeah.
Also, on behalf of Kharido Becho, thank you, Rashi, for coming here. And our support is for your family who stood strong in these tough times. And also, everyone can find out that helpline number on Rashi's profile. I guess you've posted that one.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, it will help everyone in some or the other way, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you, Rashi, and
Thank you,
we are
Raghav,
so
also.
honored.
You can definitely say that.
Thank you, Raghav. I guess he was the whole idea behind this session.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He is the one who's just sort of playing with the whole thing. But yeah, you guys can find this book by Raghav on Amazon. Paperback as well as Kindle edition. I think Kindle would be a better bet right now because of the situation. But yeah, please read his book, and I hope you're able to find a little bit of hope through this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Rashi, for being with us. Bye.
Thank you for having me. Bye bye.
Phew, this was Rashi and it was such a beautiful session. Also, आप सभी का इतना ज़्यादा support आ रहा था and I'm sorry मैं सारे comments नहीं पढ़ पाई because I was engaged in a conversation with her and I didn't want to lose that. So thank you for being with us. And Literature Festival is still on till 10th of September, 4:30 to 10 o'clock. And just after the session, we'll be posting 2 questions related to the session. जो भी answer करेगा will be getting some amazing, exciting prizes. So thank you guys.